What's up, fam? It's time for story time with Dave. And for this story, I'm going to tell you about the time that I realized without a shadow of a doubt, well, when I began to realize that I am not a portrait artist at all. It's a funny story and it helped get me onto the right track, and it's really about self-awareness. So, yeah, I'm gonna sip some coffee and let me tell you why I am not a portrait artist and why caricatures will always be my thing. Alright, gang, before we get started, let me just let you know, first and foremost, I need everybody to go ahead and like this video. Likes help the channel out a lot. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe as well, because you know you're going to want to come back. And let's get into the story. So, this story began years and years ago in the early 1990s. I think it was about 92, 93. I was in the United States Army Reserve, and one of my co-workers, beautiful, lovely female, just can't remember her name right now. So that's what. It's a long time ago on the mold, but she was a beautiful lady, and she wanted me to do a drawing of her because she knew I was an artist. Well, of course, me at the time being of the confidence level that I was at, I was like, sure, fine, no problem. So she said, fine, come over to my house and let's get the drawing done. I want to see you draw me in person. I said, great. Now, at this time, I was still really trying to figure out who I was as an artist. Was I just a comic book artist? Could I do more things? Was I a painter? I was really trying to figure it out, and it was it was an interesting period because I knew I was good at comics, and I knew I was into comics, but I was also trying to explore and expand out. So I was trying all kinds of different mediums and everything. It was fun. It was exploratory time. It was really a good learning time for me. So, long story short, she lives out in Collinsville, I believe, and at this time there was no GPS, there's no cell phones, to be honest. So just finding her place was a bit of a challenge. And after getting to her place, an hour late, mind you, I was an hour late because I couldn't find the place because I hadn't been out that way before. We finally got to doing the drawing, and I immediately just started drawing, and I noticed that she wasn't happy with what she was seeing. So I asked her, I was like, well, what's wrong? Is everything okay? And she was just like, well, I thought you were going to draw me. It looks like you're drawing a cartoon. And I was like, well, I could try. I could try. I didn't know you wanted I didn't know you wanted me to go so super realistic. So I tried to be super realistic, but my skill level wasn't really there yet, guys. And needless to say, it was a disaster. She wasn't happy at all. I wasn't happy. I ended up not charging her anything for the artwork. I didn't even charge her for gas. And the nicest thing about it was, I could tell that she was super disappointed, but she still said, well, hey, let me at least give you something for your gas. And I turned it down. I was like, no, because I think we both knew that it was a wash. And it was kind of hard. It was kind of a hard pill for me to swallow at the time because the realistic artwork just wasn't working out for me, and so I went on the binge of just attempting, and it just wasn't. I wasn't getting it. It wasn't really my style. It wasn't really my flavor. It wasn't really how my mind operated. My mind immediately makes everything cartoony. It's just, when I see something, it immediately becomes a cartoony version of that creation, of that person or thing, dog, cat, alligator, whatever. That's what it becomes. So it really took me about a year to kind of figure out that the reason why it didn't work is that I didn't lean into my strength, which is being a more cartoony and animated artist, because I started seeing how more cartoony artists were using techniques that you would think would just be reserved for realistic artists, but for their art, and it was making it pop in a way that was just amazing to me. So once I noticed that, I started seeing how I could do my art in different ways, but still maintain my style and show the world through my lens. And even to this day, that's how I've been, just open to attempting and trying and changing up things and trying new things. Recently, I just did a caricature of Kendrick Lamar, and honestly, for the life of me, for some reason, I couldn't figure out how to get this dude's face. And I've drawn him before, but how I drew him then as opposed to how I'm drawing him now, I just wasn't feeling it. And again, it took me to realize, hey, you're going to have to lean more into your strengths. So instead of becoming less cartoony, I became more cartoony and really leaned into my strengths, made his eyes bigger, made sure that I exaggerated his cheekbones, and made sure that I was doing certain things. And then I even went outside of my comfort zone, and I don't like to always draw people's teeth, but in this case, and in the last couple caricatures I've been doing more of that, just trying to add those little extra details. And to my surprise, that caricature worked. I mean, it was tough at first, and it's really kind of interesting how you have to kind of do the mental gymnastics and the math to make everything work in your head to get it to look the way you want it to look. But at the end of the day, I was able to create a caricature of Kendrick Lamar that I thought was really, really dope, and I thought was really representative of the artist and the things that he's bringing to the table. What I'm really trying to get you guys to understand is that you have to be self-aware of who you are, what you are, and what you do. And you have to also not be afraid to lean harder into your strengths. I know a lot of people say, well, I got a lot of stuff to improve, but I've seen a lot of guys, including Gary Vee, guys like that say, no, you're supposed to double, triple, quadruple down on what you're strongest at.
Self-awareness isn't only just betting on your strengths, it's accepting all your shortcomings.
So in my case, it's being a cartoony artist. It's being kind of having a way to take your personality and create a character version of you. So I have to lean into that, lean into those strengths, lean into that power, because that's my superpower. And what you have to find, or what you have to look for, is what is your superpower as an artist. You got to be self-aware. You got to be able to self-assess. You got to be able to look through and see what's good, what's not good, what could be better. And you have to always approach things from the position of, how can I improve? To this day, with my art, every day, how can I improve? That's me. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 2022. Let's not talk about that. I just had a moment. Let's not talk about that. But my initial statement is, how can I improve? How can I improve as an artist? How can I improve as a businessman? How can I improve as a YouTuber? How can I improve as a streamer? Anything. If I'm into it, how can I improve? You should always be improving up until your last days on this planet. Always be improving. So this is the reason why when I talk to people, I describe myself as a cartoony artist. That's my style. That's how I draw. Are you good with that? Because if you're not, I might not be the guy for the job, because you may be expecting something I'm not going to be able to deliver. But if you're good with that, then I'm going to deliver to you some outstanding artwork that I think you will be extremely happy with. So once again, guys, just be self-aware of who you are, be able to self-assess, and That's what's going to really make your days, your life, your career as an artist so much better and so much easier. Alright fam, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and hit the big thumbs up, the like button, and share this all over the internet. Make sure that you're also hitting that bell icon and let you know whenever I post up a new video, so we can defeat the YouTube algorithm. Guys want to get in touch with me, you can always reach me at DKG72 on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook fan page and TikTok is David Gordon 72, and I have a Patreon, DKG 72 Comics. Head on over there, pick a tier, and help support the channel. Links for all of my books, my notebooks, comic books, coloring books are in the description below. They are affiliate links, so you'll be helping the channel also by purchasing books through my affiliate links. Alright fam, it's your boy DKG72, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.